If you're over 50 and still eating like you did in your 30s, you could be silently destroying your health. Every day, your body loses a little more muscle, bone, and brain power. Not because you're lazy, not because you're old, but because your nutrition hasn't caught up with your age. By 60, most Americans have lost up to 1/3 of their muscle mass, and many don't even know it. Their bones become brittle. Their memory starts to fade. They feel tired, foggy, and weak. Here's the scary part. This isn't aging. This is malnutrition in disguise. You may think you're eating healthy, but if you're missing these 7 nutrients, your body is aging faster than it should. In the next few minutes, I'll show you the silent nutritional gaps that steal your strength, speed up disease, and shrink your independence. The good news? It's never too late to fix it. Let's begin. Your body at 50 is not the same machine you drove at 30. Stomach acid is weaker, skin makes less vitamin D, muscles resist growth, and prescription bottles often crowd the dinner table. That slow, quiet shift is why an everyday sandwich that once kept you thriving can now leave you nutritionally bankrupt. Picture Ronald, 55, a former high school quarterback who still eats like he's in training camp, white bagel for breakfast, burger for lunch, pizza for dinner. His annual checkup tells another story. Creeping blood sugar, shrinking biceps, and bone density sliding toward the danger zone. The lesson is stark. If you don't upgrade your menu, age will upgrade your problems. Ignoring the new rules is not benign. Loss of muscle invites falls, low B12 clouds memory, brittle bones snap under minor slips, and a starving microbiome fans silent inflammation. The 5 power pillars that follow are not wellness trends. They're the difference between spending retirement on hiking trails or in waiting rooms. Let's break them down before they break you. John, 68, thought he was still strong for his age, until a cooler of soda threw out his back at his grandson's baseball game. The MRI found nothing exotic, just textbook sarcopenia, the age-related muscle loss that strips up to 1/3 of lean tissue by 60. The culprit wasn't laziness, but anabolic resistance, the body's fading ability to turn protein into new muscle. Here's the hard truth. The classic one big steak dinner won't cut it. Your muscles need about 25 grams of high-quality protein in every meal to cross the leucine threshold that flips on muscle-building genes. That can look like 3 eggs and Greek yogurt at breakfast, a lentil quinoa bowl at lunch, and salmon with roasted chickpeas at dinner. Magnesium is the silent partner in this deal. Nearly half of American adults, especially those on diuretics, proton pump inhibitors, or metformin, get too little. Without magnesium, muscle fibers misfire, cramps bite at night, and bones can't lock in calcium. Yet many seniors grab magnesium oxide, the cheapest form, and spend the night in the bathroom. Switch to glycinate or citrate. Split the dose morning and evening, and pair it with water. Your intestines and muscles will thank you. Common missteps? Slugging one 60-gram protein shake at bedtime, the excess oxidizes it doesn't build biceps, and swallowing random magnesium complex pills without reading the label. Do it right. Resistance band workout, 25 grams protein within an hour, 200 milligrams magnesium glycinate, and you blunt the downward slide that took John off his feet. Mary, 72, stands at the grocery checkout, blanking on her debit card PIN for the 3rd time this month. The neurologist isn't surprised when her serum B12 comes back at 250 pg/ml, low enough to fog memory, weaken grip strength, and mimic early dementia. Blame dwindling intrinsic factor in her stomach lining, plus 10 years of acid blocker medication for heartburn. A single energy shot won't fix that. Older adults often need between 1,000 and 2,000 micrograms of methylcobalamin lozenges weekly or quarterly injections to push levels into the 400-800 pg/ml brain protective range. Testing methylmalonic acid, MMA, or holotranscobalamin catches deficiency before full-blown symptoms strike. Couple that with the fats, your brain is literally built from: EPA and DHA omega-3s. Flaxseed and walnuts supply ALA, but conversion to DHA can be under 5%. 2 4-ounce servings of salmon, sardines, or trout a week, or a daily gram of algae oil capsules, deliver the real thing. The Framingham Offspring study showed people in the top quartile of blood EPA-DHA slashed fatal heart disease risk by 38%. Mistakes to dodge: relying on flax alone or believing fish oil burps mean the pill is working. It usually means low-quality oil. After 3 months on proper doses, Mary's B12 hit 520 pg/ml and her memory glitches faded. A reminder that brains starved of nutrients behave like aging brains, no matter how young you feel inside. Linda, 62, loves gardening, until a simple tumble cracks her wrist. Her DEXA scan reads 2.6, squarely in osteoporosis territory. "Yes," she says, "I take calcium." But she'd been downing 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate without vitamin D or K2, and washing it down with 2 cups of coffee that flush calcium into the urine. Think of bone as a concrete high-rise. Calcium is the bricks, vitamin D is the crane lifting bricks into place, and vitamin K2 is the foreman directing bricks into the walls instead of the plumbing. Without all three, you may harden arteries while leaving your skeleton hollow. A smarter prescription: 200 milligrams of calcium split between meals, 20 micrograms, 800 IU, of vitamin D3, more in winter, or if a blood test shows 25-hydroxy-D below 30 ng/ml, and 100 micrograms of MK7 vitamin K2. Choose calcium citrate if you have low stomach acid. It absorbs 24% better in achlorhydric seniors. Add 3 sessions a week of resistance training and brisk walking. Bone remodels in response to impact, not pills alone. Sunlight helps, but SPF 30 blocks 95% of skin synthesis, and older skin makes vitamin D at half the rate. 15 noontime minutes of forearms plus face, spring through fall, or a lamp-based therapy in northern winters keeps labs in range without courting melanoma. Skip the "more is better" trap. Megadoses of calcium without K2 raise heart attack risk. Linda shifted to the triad, added kettlebell swings, and her next scan showed a modest but hopeful gain. The take-home: nutrients act as a team. Leave one player out and the scoreboard punishes you. Arthur, 70, jokes that he's regular as clockwork, yet secretly battles gas, bloat, and swings between constipation and sudden urgency. He averages 12 grams of fiber a day, less than half the target, starving the trillions of microbes that ferment fiber into short-chain fatty acids. Those fatty acids guard the colon lining, calm inflammation, and even tune immune cells. But fiber is not one thing. Soluble fibers like V-glucan from oats gel with water, lowering cholesterol and feeding bifidobacteria. Insoluble cellulose from leafy greens adds bulk, scrubbing the intestines. Prebiotic fibers, inulin from chicory, fructooligosaccharides from onions, act like fertilizer for friendly microbes, boosting butyrate that protects against colorectal cancer. Jumping from 12 to 35 grams overnight is a recipe for explosive regret. Add 5 grams a week. Sprinkle chia seeds into yogurt, swap white bread for 100% whole grain, ladle a cup of lentil soup at lunch. Match every 5 grams of new fiber with 8 ounces of water. Dehydration turns fiber into cement. When Arthur hit 30 grams consistently, his bowels settled, cholesterol fell, and his doctor halved a statin dose. The message is blunt. A starving gut silently erodes immunity, metabolism, and even mood. But it can be rescued with a grocery cart makeover, not an exotic supplement. Aging in America is often framed as an inevitable slide, yet most of that slide is nutritional negligence hiding in plain sight. Feed your muscles the protein and magnesium they demand. Protect your brain and heart with B12 and omega-3s. Fortify your bones with the calcium DK2 triad. And cultivate your inner ecosystem with fiber that makes your gut a factory of healing chemicals. Refuse to adapt, and the penalties arrive as walkers, pill organizers, and lost independence. Rise to the challenge, and the next decades can be the strongest, sharpest, and most adventurous chapters of your life.